Children need the freedom and time to play. Play is not a luxury, play is a necessity. This is a quote from K. Redfield Jamison, who is a professor of psychiatry at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. Hello everyone, and my name is April. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about what to keep in mind when planning children's events and or activities. It is Tuesday, November 11, 2013, and I am in Marshfield, Wisconsin today. Now, I think we can all agree that Kay's statement is pretty dead on. I personally believe that it is important for children's development for kids to be able to get out there and play and have fun and be creative and color outside the lines a little bit. However, because of our busy and hectic schedules, it is sometimes necessary for us to set aside specific time every day to ensure that our kids are playing. For 8 years, I was an assistant librarian at a small town library. A big part of my job was planning and organizing children's story hours and other children's events. Throughout my time there, I was able to observe children and adjust the activities I planned to better suit their interests. Today, I'm going to share a few of those tips with you. One of the first things you should keep in mind when planning any children's event or activity is the purpose of the event. Are you planning for a birthday, a holiday, a sleepover, family night? While all of these things could have similar or the same activities, you could also vary them depending on the theme or the purpose of the event. Tip number 2 is to know your audience. A younger age group of, say, 3 to 6 year olds are still learning to master basic skills like sitting, listening, focusing, holding objects, and sharing. They may not be able to do as difficult of activities as, say, 7 to 10 year olds will be able to do. So depending on the ages of the children that you are planning the event or activity for, you'll want to keep difficulty level in mind. You'll also want to consider a budget for the event or the activity. Just about any activity or event is going to require some kind of funding. Depending on if you're having a sleepover, then you'll have to buy food so that the kids have food to eat. If you're planning to color pictures, you'll need to have either the pictures or the paper, crayons, markers, paint. There's also the option of hiring entertainment. This option is a bit more expensive, but if you're doing a bigger type of event, it is definitely worth it. Entertainers tend to involve the audience, meaning the children, and sometimes the adults, and they really get the kids involved, and the kids seem to really love it. The Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction website includes the Wisconsin Children's Performer Directory. It includes names of performers and types of acts. David Dahl, who is a storyteller and a singer out of Rhinelander, does a fantastic show. We had him a couple times at the library while I was there, and the kids just adored him and had a really good time. When planning the event, you need to have a location, a date, and a time. You need to keep the activities to something that the kids are going to be interested in, and also difficulty level wise more basic for the younger age groups. Coloring, painting, matching, gluing, reading books, simple games like Simon Says, Duck Duck Goose, Ring Around the Rosie. These are all excellent ideas when involving younger kids. Older kids can do more advanced activities, also doing the coloring and painting, matching, gluing, but allow them to create their own. Consider giving the older kids blank paper so that they can create their own painting. Ask them something simple like what do they dream of, what's underneath the ocean, and let them come up with their own ideas instead of giving pre-printed coloring pages. They can also play more advanced games and do scavenger hunts, red light, green light, red rover. I think one of the most important things anyone planning a children's event or activity can do is to think outside the box. Children like to get messy, so the messier they can get, the better. Making mud pies, creating slime, painting, all of these things that if they can get dirty, they will love it. At the library, I often removed the black colored crayons and markers So the kids didn't have that option. For some reason, kids that age tend to go towards the black colors. I like to remove them and allow the kids to feel comfortable coloring things odd colors. A tree could be blue, a frog could be purple. Anything that got them thinking a little bit differently and seeing things differently, I encouraged. If the event you're planning is something that you want to invite the public to, feel free to use Facebook or other social media sites. These are excellent ways to get the word out. You can even create actual events within the sites a lot of the time and invite people you know to them. You can also use typical promotional things like ads in newspapers, mailed out events, flyers, all great ways to get the word out. My final tip to offer is to evaluate the event or activity that you planned. Did the kids laugh or smile? Did they squeal with joy? Were they bored? Could you not keep their attention? Another thing you could check on is the reaction of the parents. Did they laugh and smile? Did they look like they were having fun interacting with their children and the other children at the event? Pay attention to community gossip. Is the word about your event good or bad? These are all great ways to measure how your event did and allow you to make adjustments for future events and activities that you plan. Well, that's all I have for today. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope that whatever event you plan for your kids in the future turns out fantastic. Have a great night.